There's some magic tricks, they only work once, because after that the audience kind of knows what to expect, they know what's coming. That's kind of the predicament that Sasha Baron Cohen finds himself in with the movie The Dictator. Once again, playing an outlandish character, this time a Middle Eastern dictator from a non-existent small country that comes to the US to make trouble. And the problem here is that he's tried to pull this off a couple times before, with Borat first, I believe, and then Bruno. And Borat with a lot of success, because the shtick is the people around him thought it was real. He was able to embody these characters so much that the people around him fell into that trap. With Bruno, it was even more difficult, and now it's just impossible. That magic trick has been shown. People know what's coming. So in this case, he tries to put together a straightforward comedy movie with actual actors and scenes and dialogue, all of which is really poor. It just doesn't add up to much. It's really a bunch of little pieces that don't add up to much of a whole. That's really kind of the whole thing. The pieces involve, number one, micro cameos. What are up with micro cameos? I don't get these. Like, they're not even miniature cameos where somebody comes and has some lines in a scene and maybe pops up later in the movie. I think of, like, from the latest Alvin and the Chipmunks movie with who's in that? It's not De Niro, is it? It's Pacino. Al Pacino has that little miniature cameo in that. No, these are micro cameos where somebody like Ed Norton pops up for like 5 seconds in this movie. Doesn't have a line. It's just a little punchline that's played on his part. That's just, I don't get it. Gary Shandling, the same thing. Chris Elliott, who was on Saturday Night Live several years ago as a funny guy, has a scene where he's like a bellboy in a hotel, but all he says is, I'll take your bags up to the room. There's nothing funny about it at all. It's like, was his funny part cut out? I don't get these micro cameos, so I don't get those. And then the gross out moments. Those are the other little pieces that are all put together in this movie. Just what can we do new that the audience has never seen that will completely gross them out? And the truth of the matter is, I'm just so done with that. We've seen it all at this point in movies. There's really nowhere to go with that. And if I don't care about the story or the characters, I'm just not invested enough to sit through that nonsense. So, yeah, so overall, The Dictator just has a bunch of little pieces that don't add up to much. Is there anything good to say about it? I guess that it is funny on occasion. There are moments that I actually found amusing. And I guess the other thing is that Sasha Baron Cohen is actually a really decent character actor. I mean, he's a superb character actor. His portrayal of Bruno and Borat and now this dictator who's Alanid or something, I can't remember his name. But whatever, his characters are really, really amazing. It's just, he needs to be in somebody else's movie because he doesn't know how to make a good movie. When he was in Hugo, in Scorsese's film, he was great. I loved him in that movie. But in this movie, his acting and his ability to play a character like that just doesn't mean a lot because the movie around him just isn't good.